Welcome to another AutoCAD tutorial. So this is a machine block. I'd like to take you through it, and as you can see, this is the first angle projection, and we want to assemble it and draw it in an isometric drawing. So is the front elevation. Actually, this is the front elevation. This is here. The end elevation is here, and then the top is here. So let's go through the dimensions first and some other details that we would like to know. So there's a hidden line on this front elevation. There's a hidden line showing there's a hole there, and then there's another hidden line here showing that there's a hole there, like a rectangular hole around there. I don't like to call it a hole, or don't know what, but actually there's another hole there. So there's 40 on this side, which means there's 30 on this side, so which means from here to here it's gonna be actually 30, and then there's 12 on this lower part of the front elevation. And then if you come at the top, there's 19 starting from here to here, and then 20 starting from here to here, so which means it's showing us this part of this something we call a hole. Okay, so we're gonna start our AutoCAD drawing. We start first setting up the limits. Enter 00, enter 100 stroke 100, enter. So that is just setting up the scale. Then we zoom, enter, and then all. So that is setting up the working place for your base, for your whatever. So okay, let us start drawing. So on the front elevation, as you can see here, there's this 72 from point X to somewhere 72, and then from here to here it's gonna be 78. From X to a point here 78, from X to a point up here is 72, from X to a point here is 36, and then there's this slanting part, and then there's this part here which said it's 30. Okay, so we are going to start with that. Okay, so we pick a line, and then pick a line. So our first point was 78, enter. Our point was 72, enter, and then 30, enter, and then so from here escape, from enter, from here was 36 because it's a half of 72, enter, and then we join here, join there, enter. So this is what you see on the front elevation. Okay, so let's go to end elevation where it is more detailed, and then we're gonna use the end elevation to abstract the image on the front elevation. So this is the end elevation on this side here. As you can see, it's 40 from here to up to a point somewhere there, and then there's a gap which has been left, and then there's this part here which you see on the end elevation, and then 70, and then there's something like a semicircle down there. Okay, so you come on this icon here which says isometric draft. Now it's off, you put it on, and then you select ISO left. Mine was default on ISO right, so you select isometric left. So on ISO left, you pick a line, and then you start from a point somewhere there. So what were the dimension? It was 70 on this side, and then upward it's 72. So you come back on this, on your there, so it's 70, enter, upward it's 72, yeah, 72, no, it's not 72, that's 72 first. This point here, up to a point here, it's 36, and then this point here, up to a point here, is 36. So we are going to pick 36 first, 36, enter, and then, yeah, enter. So from a point here to a point there, it's also 70, yeah, 70, right? 70, enter, and then point there. So pick a line again from this point here, said it's 30, enter, and then you join this line here. So as you can see, our object is already appearing in a 3D manner. Our object has started already appearing in 3D manner, but it doesn't mean that we are done already. We're just on the first part. So let's look at our image. Let's go back to our first angle projection. So if you look at this image, there's this semicircle here, which radius is 30 centimeters, 30 millimeters, and then as you can see, there's a dotted line here, which means this hole here, or this semicircle, or this sphere, touches from this point up to the end point of this. So this semicircle here, so it's 30 and it's 70, so a point 7, it's how many centimeters are there again? 70 centimeters. So 70 centimeters, you need a diameter of halfway around it, it's gonna be 35. Press enter, and then I come on this icon here. I want to draw a semicircle on this side. So this is ISO. This part here is ISO left because it's on your left side. this side here is iso left because it's on your left side. So you come on this icon here which says center ellipse. You pick axis end, you say an isocircle, then you specify a point. It's actually here, you see. You ensure it's on your iso left, okay. Need to get up to them. So they're saying specify the radius, so specify the radius of the circle, or if you want the diameter, you can as well come and pick the diameter. The diameter on our circle was 30 millimeters, and then press enter. Okay, so I come and select trim, and then you press enter just to trim away. You don't go on and start selecting the whole object. So as you can see, I've deleted that part there. So I pick a line, and then from this point somewhere here, on its center. Okay, so from here to somewhere here is 70 degrees, 70 millimeters, sorry, with the degrees. Then I join there, and then from here to a point here, I just want to get the whole object. Okay, now this is I want to draw here, come to a point here, so from here to here, how many centimeters were there? It was 78 from here to here, so 78. So from here to a point here, it's 78 centimeters, 78 centimeters, 78 centimeters, 78 centimeters, and then I press enter. Okay, so I pick another circle, axis end, the point, yeah, where the small rectangle appears is actually center of the circle. I have selected isocircle, so isocircle, select the point, specify the center of the circle, so specify the radius of the circle is 15, and then I come and trim, enter. So you can see how the object is starting to look like, really look like. And then I pick a line. Let me just show you how the object appears, how the object actually is. So I pick a line there, and then enter, and then I pick a line, and then enter there. Okay, and then you trim. I start trimming, I remove this part here, don't require it, enter, and then this one delete. So you can see how the object has started to appear. If you come at this point here, there's a point here. So we want to, they showed there's a hidden line along this block somewhere around here at the top. There's a hidden line at the top there. There's a hidden line at the top which said 40 centimeters. 40 centimeters. There's a hidden line at the top which showed 40 centimeters. Go back to our drawing and start looking. So from here to a point there, there's 40 centimeter. A line slanting until it touches the base of this circle, around somewhere there. 40 centimeter. A line slanting, so 40 centimeters from here. 40 centimeters. 40 millimeters, I mean. Why do I keep saying centimeters? 40 millimeters. 40, okay, pick a line. You have already entered 40 millimeters. 40 millimeters. Let me just trim that one out. Enter. Let me just trim this one out. Let me select trim again. Trim this one out. Okay, sorry for that. Trim this one out. Enter. Then okay, trim. Enter. Click this one. Okay, so from here, line, pick a line at this point here, touching at this circle there, 40 centimeter. Have you gotten how I've done it? And then so now we must delete this other part. We must delete this. No, so from this point to this point where it touches the circle at the circumference is 40 centimeters. So from this point also there will be another line looking which will look like this. When you actually view the object, it will also touch this line. Let me just show you how it will appear on this drawing. It will appear on this drawing. So there's this line there. It will appear like that. And then this object will appear like this, because there is actually a hidden line there which touches this line here and at that point. So you see, that's how the object will be looking like, but it is invisible. It is invisible. So you come at this point before we remove this part and this. Before we remove this part and this part, there's 12 centimeters somewhere. There's 12 centimeters. From this point up to this point, it's 12 centimeters. From this point up to this point, it's 12 centimeters. And then 30 millimeters from here. So 12 millimeters and then 30 millimeters. Okay, sorry with the part of centimeter. I'm used to centimeters, so from this part up to this part it's 30 millimeters, and from this point to this, that's on our front elevation. So we come on the front part, of the drawing, so 30 millimeters from, okay, let me just delete these ones so that they don't bring so much confusion on our drawing. Just delete those ones, but this one here, this line here which touches the circumference of the circle, from this point to the circumference of the circle, around that point, it's there. So there's 12 centimeters from this point up to this point there. 12 centimeters, enter, and then 30 millimeters, enter, and then you join there where it shows it's a right angle. Okay, then pick a line. So from here to here, enter. So we trim. So we trim and seed parts on the this one is not, it's not there. This one here, it's not there. So trim this. Okay, this whole part we shall delete it. Enter. Shall delete it. Pick a line. There's this one. This one starts from here. You join this place here. Enter. And then I delete. Now I'll start by deleting this one, so that we can remain with only what we see. We can only see these hidden lines there. We don't want to these are hidden. They are hidden. You can't see them. You can't see this one also. They are hidden. We are not showing hidden parts on this object, so there. So our object is almost getting done. So there's only one part remaining which we haven't drawn. It's a circle, a hole, a rectangular hole, like appearing at this point here. When you view it through the first angle, to the front it appears like a rectangle, triangle actually, and on the front it appears like a rectangle. So let's go back to our object. Okay, let's go back to our object. If you look at this object from the top, the front elevation, so it's 19. It's 19 from this point here up to this point here, and then it's 20. Okay, let's go back to our AutoCAD drawing and then put that there. So it's 19 from here to somewhere here. It's 19. Okay, let me just draw that straight line there, and then from here, from this point here to a point here, it's 20. So it's 20. So 20. Okay, that is done. So we go back to our drawing and then so 10 from this point, 10 from 10 centimeter from a point here to a point here, and then to a point here up to a point here, it's 23 centimeters. So from a point, actually it's the opposite. So we're gonna delete here. Let me just delete this one. This one is wrong. So 10 from a point here and then 23. So 10 from a point here to a point here. Okay, let me just Control Z back to the place where we are. So from a point here to a point here, it's 10. Somewhere there it's 10 millimeter, and then 10 millimeter, and then it's 23 from a point here to a point here. 23. Enter. Just want to draw a straight line. So 10, then we pick up line 9. So from a point here to a point here, it's 10, and then 23, enter, then draw it. Yeah. Okay. So that object is there at that point, and then it's, when you view it from this side here, it should give us the how deep is it from this angle here on this side. It should show us how deep is it. So let me just trim and we remove all unwanted parts. There, don't there, doing this one, move all unwanted parts, and removing unwanted parts in the object. And then let me just delete these parts here, this one here, that one there, delete, then delete also that one. Okay, so we have not been shown how deep it is on this side, because it should be deep. This side here should be showing how deep it is from here to here, but they did not show us. So many you can pick any dimensions, so maybe I'm going to pick maybe 12. So from here, from this point to a point here, maybe I'm going to say it's 12. Say it's 12 by 12. 12, enter, and then okay, you should not, don't assume that, don't assume it's 12. We are just going to draw a line from here to maybe somewhere there, then enter. Where they're gonna meet, it's actually going to be our whatever point. Okay, so I trim. You could use hidden lines, but for this point of mine, I'm not using hidden lines. That object is good that way. That good to go. If you would like to maybe draw how it appears inside, just do it like that. Pick a line, enter, then you pick another line there, and then I trim this unwanted line, and I trim unwanted part. So trim, enter, select this one and this one also, enter, and then pick another line just from here to here, enter. So that's how our object appears, and yeah, it should be like that. So that I've seen, taken you through. So maybe you can delete some parts which you don't like, you can rotate it, you can do whatever with it. Thank you.